Hi, this is Dara, and I want to welcome you to my video on how I set up Notion. I've been using Notion for a couple weeks now, and it is absolutely a game changer. It is a fantastic product that is already replacing a lot of other products that I've been using, and allowing me to use the features that those products gave me with other features. So definitely making things easier to manage on a day by day. Um, when I first opened Notion, I didn't get it. I was like, I don't see what the appeal is. And then I spent, 2 nights kind of binge watching YouTube videos and seeing all the great things people are doing in their spaces. And I'm like, aha, I understand. I mean, it's so customizable that it really, you can make this application work the way that your brain works. I thought instead of just doing a walkthrough, I was actually going to build my setup in this video, or in this series of videos. And the reason for doing that is that um, off the bat, I knew that what I wanted was something that on a day to day basis was very simple and easy to use. And usually that actually means that the setup is more complex to get it to be very simple. And it also gave me a chance to kind of explore some of the advanced things that Notion can do. So by watching this series of videos, even if you don't want to organize your life the way that I organize mine, it can still be very helpful in getting to learn, you know, kind of all the ins and out of what Notion can do. I mean, I know just like looking over the Facebook group, over the course of the last couple of weeks, a lot of the questions that people are asking, I'm like, oh, I've actually done that in my setup, but then trying to explain that, through comments is hard. And I was like, oh, if I just had a video. So this is my video series on my setup. So I'm going to dive right in and just get started. So here's the top goals of the workflow setup. And you see this is a brand new space. The only thing I have is this one page here. So I wanted to help me keep track of my day to day, and I wanted to help me keep track of longer term events and projects. And then, as I said, I want it to be as dynamic and as efficient as possible. So I'm going to create a new page, and I'm just going to go down here and click the plus button. And I'm going to call this home. So I have some options here to get this started. I can use templates. A default page is a page that already has an icon versus an empty page doesn't. I can import stuff. I can use databases. And a page, you'll notice it's open in above this space, but I can say open as page. And a page is just, it's this empty, like think about how wiki pages work. I can just, start creating my content. Um, I can go in and add icon and cover. I guess if I pick default page, it would have had an icon. Let's go ahead and pick an icon. So you can use icons that, emojis that come with Notion. You can upload an image. You can link to something online. I'm just for now, for simplicity's sake, gonna go ahead and use an emoji. Um, in my own version, I have this customized as actually like a little picture of my dog, and then there's this background of some cool photo I took in the subway. For cover, I'm just gonna for now use one of their out of box covers. I actually like this one here. Oops, not click it. And then I can also change the position. So instead of getting like this kind of bar with her face, what I actually want to look at is her pouring what I believe is probably milk into a bowl of, or what she's making. So that idea of like this is where I'm making my day happen. Because Notion uses Markdown, and Markdown is just a way to style your text as you go. So you can either learn the Markdown styles. It's helpful. It's faster to be able to get in there and do things. Um, so a pound or multiple pounds is how you get your heading levels, and you would do space. If I didn't know how to use that to format, never fear. If I highlight my text, I get this contextual menu where I can choose, you know, that heading as well. And I'm going to have this. And actually, I'll show you if I type after. You can still, even though I have content there, I can still go back to the beginning and do my pound space, and it styles it. All right, so right now I'm not using the full page. I mean, these things are a column across. one column, so it gives me a lot of empty space as I put my text. Like this would just be going down vertically. And then there's also a lot of padding here on the edges that I can't really see because I don't have content, but it's there. And then of course I have my navigation out. And by the way, this is how you flip back and forth. I mean, pretty clear. So I'm going to close the sidebar to give me more space. And I'm also going to come in here and say that I want the page width to be full width, right? The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and color these first so you can see. So this um, is my utility menu for dealing with text. So again, if I highlight the text, I get this menu. If I come over here, I can change it into a different type of block property. So everything you have in here is considered a block. I could do other things, copy link, move to someplace else, etc. I'm going to give it a color. Oops, no, that's not what I meant to do. So let's undo. I'm going to give the background a color. Okay, and you can see it's full width. I can also use this plus sign that would add, instead of formatting the block I'm working on, it adds a block below. I'm going to make this one gray and this one gray. Only because these are all headings, but this is where my focus should be. But instead of having it go all the way across, I want these two to be columns by each other. So I grabbed it by that same 6-dot convention, and I move it here to the side. And as soon as that blue line appears, I can drop it, and voila, columns. I'm going to drag this, or it doesn't need to be as big for the quick links. And now I want to say, what's going to be in each section. So I want to put my task here. This is my daily task. Over here, I'm going to create an inbox. So this is going to be things that I want to just drop in quickly to process later. I mean, we all know what an inbox is. I want a quick link to my planning tools. I've been studying herbalism, so I want a place to get into my herbal studies. We homeschool. Now, I'm not going to go over these two areas in this series because they're projects within themselves, but and I actually am not going to do the planning area either. I think those three will be supplemental videos. I come back for further challenges where I show like setting these up, but I know that I want to have links to these things here. And then I want my notebook. And lastly, some type of inspirational quote. So when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So you are ready to learn about Notion, and here I am appearing to teach you. This is only going to change when I find something else that's inspirational. I'm not going to like manage this. This is just, some mindfulness. And then down here, I not here within this column, but down below, and actually I'm going to have to probably drag it. So I'm going to create my daily journal. And as we go through this, you'll see in the way that I work and how I think why a journal and a notebook are two separate things. This is really like a daily type of tracking. All right, so in the monthly, I'm going to do a mini calendar. And when we plan a calendar, we'll talk about Notion and its current abilities for calendar. I like to just keep my monthly goals there in view. And then paydays and bills to pay. Now, all the other content, though, that I'm going to put here, it's going to live someplace else. It's not going to live here on the home page. It's going to be pulled into the home page because this space is meant to be dynamic. It's meant that when I come in the morning and see what it is that I have to do, or if I need to quickly get over to something to do something, that I can get to those spaces. But it's actually not going to live here. The majority of stuff, it's actually going to live under the life workflow. Or be its own complete section like the herbal section. All right. So let's go in back to life workflow. And like I said, I like to sketch out what I'm going to do. So let's go ahead and sketch a list of the things that I'm going to build to make my home page work. All right, so to save time, I'm just going to copy paste in what I said we were going to build. So I had that inbox, I had goals. In order to track task, I want both projects and task. I talked about that calendar, the journal, the notebook, paying bills, and then coming back and assembling that all together on the home page. So that actually is the series of videos that I'm going to create. I am going to do the inbox now, but then that's going to be it for this video so that the videos can be short chunks within themselves and easy for you guys to get in and out. So let's go look at creating that inbox. I'm moving back to my home page. I'm going to where the inbox is, and I'm going to use this menu again to change it into a page type. So now let me just open this for a minute because it's important to see the navigation. First, I want the home to be on the top, just because logically that makes sense. But also notice that inside the home, there is now this inbox. It just appeared, and you can see the icon for standing for it being a page. Now, this is an empty page icon. It means that that this space is made, but there's nothing on it. I haven't actually created anything on the page. I just created the page itself. So let's go ahead in there. Um, I'm going to make it a default page. I'm going to change this into a file icon or inbox icon. And that's it. I don't really need a cover for that. I just really want the icon because you see how it shows here in the navigation as well. And if I go back to the home page, you see that there it's there. All right. So this inbox, I mean, it's like I said, it's inbox in a real world. I throw stuff in here I'm not really sure what I want to do with. So if I'm on my home page and something comes through, I could do it two ways. I mean, I can go to the inbox and I can create it here, but I can also just kind of create it here and drag it in. And that's actually what I want to show you. So let's say I have reminder. Now I'm probably going to add a reminder in a task list, but I just want to show you being able to do it this way. Um, get milk, get bread, get cheese. Are those the things that go together? In a snowstorm, the biggest, I mean, it's spring now, I don't have to worry about that, but in a snowstorm, the biggest thing that goes away in my area of Northern Virginia is for some reason everybody has to buy bananas. I thought that was extremely hilarious. I went to the store and the whole banana section was empty because everybody grabbed bananas. So I can drag all these, I mean, highlight all these, and I can drag the whole block and I can just drop it. Boom. And now there it is in that inbox, right? Um, right. So for if there's a website that I want, I can just paste that in and it's a video from YouTube. I can embed the video or I can create a bookmark. I'm just going to do a bookmark for now. And I can again, oops, drag that into the inbox. And so I'm going to create a page, test page. All right. And you see it's living under home. There it is on home. I can just drag that into my inbox. And then you see, boom, there it is. There it is. And it's in order. So if I had multiple pages and I were dropping them in, you would see, and you'll see this later, that they are listed here in the navigation in order. So yeah, so that's my inbox, and this is great. And this is what makes one of the things that makes Notion really awesome. I've been using Evernote since there was Evernote, and what I can tell you is that I've always been frustrated by only having that kind of two layers of notes. You have your notebook and you have your notes. You can create a stack of notebooks, but the stack really just gives you a place to kind of organize it. It's still kind of that surface level of notebook. And then you have to like the way I'm linking notes together. Here I can go down as many levels as I need to make my workflow work. And then I can, let's just drag this to the trash because I don't really need that. Right, and I'm going to go back to my life flow and that's done. So that's going to be it for this video. Come back and I'm going to show you how I do my goals and we'll create our first table. So I hope this is helping out with you learning and I will see you next time. Bye.